Welcome back to another video from our Stoic Club, where we don't just talk motivation, we build warriors through ancient wisdom. If you're ready to master your mind, rule your emotions, and see the world with brutal clarity, then make sure to subscribe to our channel for more Stoic teachings that will transform your life, one principle at a time. Now, let's uncover the 9 Stoic secrets that will help you outsmart the world without raising your voice or losing your soul. Number 1. Stay calm when others panic. When chaos erupts and the ground beneath others begins to crack, the average mind searches for someone to blame. The Stoic does not. He tightens his focus. He deepens his breath. He remembers, storms don't break the mountain, they reveal its strength. Panic is contagious. It spreads faster than truth. It shouts, scrambles, flails. But calm? Calm is earned. It's not natural, it's trained. When the crowd runs, the Stoic stands still. Because in stillness, there is power. Not passive silence, but active control. To stay calm when others panic is to refuse the mind's first impulse, to resist the body's scream to flee, and instead respond with clarity, like a general in war. You see, in times of peace, calm looks ordinary. But in chaos, calm becomes leadership. In fear, calm becomes dominance. In noise, calm becomes wisdom. You don't need to shout to be strong. You don't need to move quickly to be effective. The Stoic knows that haste breeds mistakes, and silence often carries more authority than words ever could. True calm isn't indifference, it's mastery. It says, I have seen worse, I have endured worse, and I am still here. When others panic over losing money, you stay focused on building value. When they panic over opinions, you stay loyal to principles. When they collapse under pressure, you perform. This is the way of the disciplined. He does not feed off reassurance. He walks with his own compass, guided not by external peace but by inner order. To be calm when others panic is not just a mindset, it's a form of power. The world gives its trust to those who remain composed in the storm. Not because they're perfect, but because they are anchored. They don't crumble. They don't chase. They lead. And when the storm clears, and it always does, they are the ones still standing, still thinking, still building, while the rest are still recovering from their own chaos. Train your calm like a weapon. Polish it in the quiet hours. Because one day, when the fire comes, you'll realize calm wasn't just preparation. It was your advantage. Number 2. Speak less than you know. The loudest man in the room is often the weakest. Not because he lacks knowledge, but because he lacks control. The Stoic speaks only when silence would do injustice to the truth. He doesn't chase applause. He doesn't fight for attention. He doesn't waste breath trying to sound wise. Because true wisdom isn't loud, it's precise. It doesn't fill space. It cuts through it. In every meeting, in every room, in every confrontation, power belongs to the one who listens, waits, and chooses his moment. When you speak less than you know, you store your energy like a coiled spring. You observe what others miss. You read faces. You read motives. You read weakness. People reveal everything when they talk too much. Their fears, their pride, their desperation. And you say just enough to move the needle, no more. Restraint is your strength. You're not here to be liked. You're here to lead, to master yourself before the world tries to master you. Every word you choose should serve a purpose, to align, to correct, to command, not to entertain, not to impress. Because when a Stoic speaks, people listen. They listen because his silence taught them something. He doesn't speak out of impulse. He speaks out of intention. So practice this discipline. Before you open your mouth, ask yourself, is this necessary? Is this useful? Will this make me stronger or weaker? Most people empty themselves with words. You fill yourself with stillness. The less you say, the more they wonder. The less you explain, the more they respect. The less you react, the more powerful you become. Let your silence be the mystery. Let your actions be the message. Let your discipline be the language. Because in a world addicted to noise, the man who speaks less than he knows is the one who's already 10 moves ahead. Number 3. Detach from praise and blame. The world is loud with opinions. It will hand you a crown in the morning and throw stones by night. Applause feels good, but it is air. Insults sting, but they are smoke. If either controls you, you are no longer a master of yourself, you are a servant to their noise. The Stoic walks a quieter path. He does not measure his worth by trending opinions. He does not bend for approval. He does not break from criticism, because he understands both are temporary and both are traps. Praise can addict you. You start performing instead of living. You start editing yourself to stay liked. You start fearing the silence because applause became your oxygen. Blame can paralyze you. You begin shrinking your truth. You censor your vision. You hold back your power because someone might not approve. But the Stoic stands differently. He rises with purpose, not permission. He sleeps in peace, not popularity. Because he is not playing to be loved. He is playing to be aligned. Ask yourself, if no one applauded, would you still pursue your mission? If no one approved, would you still speak your truth? If yes, you are free. If not, you are still in chains. Seneca once said, "A wise man is indifferent to fame because it does not make him better." And Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Do not waste your time arguing what a good man should be. Just be one." Detach from both praise and blame, not with arrogance but with clarity. Let your actions speak. Let your soul stay clean. Let the crowd cheer or boo, you keep walking, because your path is not theirs, and your truth doesn't need applause to be true. Silence is your strength. Stillness is your sword. Purpose is your compass. When you master detachment, they can no longer touch you. They will still talk, but their words won't own you. You become untouchable, not because you don't feel, but because you've trained yourself to remain centered, no matter what the world throws. Number 4, never show off what you're building. The world is full of noise, endless chatter, unsolicited advice, and empty distractions. The moment you start flaunting your dreams, you open yourself to these forces. You make your ambitions vulnerable. People will try to pull them apart, question their worth, or impose their doubts upon you. The more you display your aspirations, the more you make them a target. Every boast, every premature announcement weakens the foundation you're trying to build. In the early stages of your journey, you need silence, not applause. You need focus, not praise. Your goals are not for decoration, they are sacred. The moment you speak them aloud, you allow the external world to have a say in your inner pursuit. Silence is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. Work quietly, without the need for validation, and let your progress speak louder than words ever could. Too many people rush to announce their plans before they've even taken the first steps. They wear their dreams like a badge, and the world looks on, either with admiration or skepticism. But here's the reality. The world celebrates success only when it's tangible. No one remembers the plans or the talk, they only remember the results. Ambition, when shared too early, can be misinterpreted, undermined, or worse, ridiculed. The true power lies in the quiet effort. The Stoics didn't believe in seeking validation. They understood that self-discipline, patience, and persistence are the true markers of greatness. Your work speaks for itself. You don't need the approval of others to validate your worth. Let your actions, your results, be the measure of your success. The less you talk about your plans, the more power you keep in your hands. Every successful person, every innovator, every trailblazer has faced the temptation to announce their dreams prematurely. But the truly great ones understand that showing off what they're building before it's ready is a mistake. The world doesn't need to know about your goals, they need to see your impact. Keep your vision close, protect it fiercely, and let it grow undisturbed by external voices. If your ambitions are precious to you, treat them like a secret garden. Cultivate them in solitude and only reveal their beauty when they've fully bloomed. Build quietly. Work in silence. Let your effort be the only noise that matters. In a world where everyone is trying to be seen, the ones who succeed are often the ones who are too focused on their craft to care about the opinions of others. The less you talk about your goals, the more room you create to pursue them with clarity and focus. Remember, every great empire was built in silence. Every revolutionary idea took shape away from the spotlight. You are in the process of creating something powerful, something meaningful. Let the world see it when it's undeniable. Let them see it when it stands tall, when it speaks for itself, when the weight of your efforts demands their attention. When you focus on building rather than boasting, you focus on mastery, not recognition. This is the path of true success. The journey of a Stoic is not to be admired or praised for their actions. It's to let the work speak for itself, without the need for applause. If you are truly committed to your path, your work will be the only proof you need. When the time is right, and when your creation is undeniable, the world will notice. They will look at the fruit of your labor and understand the depth of your dedication. Until then, keep your goals to yourself, nurture them quietly, and let the results be the loudest statement you make. This is how you build something that lasts, something that stands not on the approval of others, but on the strength of your own resolve. The louder you speak about your goals, the more room you give for doubt. The quieter you work, the more powerful your actions become. Your dreams are not for display. They are your personal battle, your quiet revolution. And in that silence, you become unstoppable. Number 5. Turn pain into precision. Every setback is a blade. The weak fall on it, defeated by its sharp edges, consumed by its weight. But the Stoic, the true master of self-discipline and resilience, takes that blade and transforms it into something powerful. Pain is not the enemy. It's the forge in which your strength is shaped. Life will inevitably break you in ways you cannot predict, but it's how you respond that will define you. You see, pain is not a force that is meant to destroy you. It is a force meant to sculpt you into a more precise, more powerful version of yourself. Like the sculptor chisels away at the rough stone to reveal the statue within, pain chisels away at your weaknesses to reveal the strength and character within. When pain knocks at your door, do not panic, do not run, do not retreat, embrace it. For every hardship you face, you have an opportunity to refine your mind, sharpen your resolve, and solidify your sense of purpose. It's in these moments of challenge that the Stoic becomes who he truly is. It is in these moments that you are not being tested, but shaped. Pain is your greatest teacher. It doesn't speak in words, but it speaks in lessons. Every moment of hardship forces you to confront your weaknesses and your fears, forcing you to either evolve or remain stagnant. When you choose to evolve, you do not just become stronger, you become more precise in your actions, more focused in your purpose, and more resilient in the face of adversity. Think of a blade being sharpened on a whetstone. The friction is uncomfortable, sometimes harsh, but it is necessary. It is through friction that the blade gains its edge. Similarly, it is through pain that you refine your soul. The weak, when faced with pain, collapse and are consumed by it. But the Stoic uses it to his advantage, allowing it to sharpen his mind, his discipline, and his focus. Every setback, every heartbreak, every failure, and every moment of discomfort is an opportunity. It is an opportunity to recalibrate, to adapt, and to emerge stronger. When you face pain with discipline instead of despair, you realize that it is not something to fear, it is something to embrace. It is the raw material from which you build the foundation of your unshakable character. Pain, when approached with the right mindset, becomes your greatest ally. It strips away the illusions you've built around comfort and ease, forcing you to confront reality and truth. It shows you what truly matters, and in that clarity, you find the strength to act, the wisdom to endure, and the resilience to keep moving forward, no matter what. The key is to view pain not as an obstacle, but as a step in the process of becoming who you are meant to be. Every time you experience pain, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What does this moment reveal about my character? How can I grow stronger through this? The Stoic knows that pain is inevitable, but so is growth. It is the friction of life that sharpens your mind and hones your abilities. Do not allow pain to break you. Instead, allow it to refine you, to turn you into a precise, unstoppable force. When you embrace pain in this way, it becomes something you no longer fear, it becomes something you seek. Not because you want suffering for its own sake, but because you understand that every time you face pain, you become more powerful, more capable, and more focused. You become a force that no setback can defeat. Pain is your greatest sculptor. It shapes you into something that can withstand any storm. It burns away the illusion of comfort and forces you to confront the truth. It reveals your strengths and exposes your weaknesses. And if you allow it, if you face it with discipline, it will sharpen you into someone who cannot be broken. So, the next time pain comes knocking, do not flinch, do not shy away, embrace it. Understand that this is the fire that will forge your character. It is the sharpening of your mind, the refining of your spirit, and the testing of your soul. Through discipline, through focus, and through the acceptance of this challenge, you will turn pain into your greatest asset. In the end, it is not the pain itself that determines your fate, it is how you respond to it. Will you let it break you, or will you let it shape you? The Stoic does not fear pain. The Stoic uses it as a tool to become more precise, more powerful, and more resilient, and in doing so, he becomes unstoppable. Pain is not a force to be avoided, it is a force to be embraced, for it is through pain that you will become who you were always meant to be. Number 6. Control the space between stimulus and response. Life is a constant stream of stimuli, both external and internal. From the moment we wake up, the world bombards us with challenges, demands, and disruptions. People criticize, events unfold unpredictably, and emotions rise without warning. But the Stoic knows that true power doesn't lie in how the world acts upon us, it lies in how we respond. There's a powerful space between what happens to us and how we react. It's in this space that we find our greatest strength. The world will provoke, the situation will test you, and the emotions will arise. But how you choose to respond is what defines you. And that choice, it's always yours. The Stoic sees this gap, the space between stimulus and response, not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to rise above the knee-jerk reaction that most people fall victim to. It's an opportunity to choose your response with intention, not impulse. The world can challenge you, but it cannot dictate your reaction unless you allow it. The power of the pause. When life throws you a curveball, when someone insults you, when plans fail, when you're faced with adversity, the first instinct is often to react. But the Stoic understands that this reaction is often driven by unchecked emotions, fear, and ego, and, more often than not, it leads to decisions you later regret. Instead of reacting immediately, the Stoic pauses. This pause may be a moment, a breath, or even a minute, but it's enough to gather your thoughts and assess the situation. It's in this pause that the magic happens. The pause creates space between the stimulus and your response. It's the moment when you have full control. It's where clarity, wisdom, and power reside. When you learn to control that moment, to own the space between stimulus and response, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstances or other people's behavior. You break free from the emotional roller coaster and begin to live from a place of intentional action, not knee-jerk reaction. The choice you always have. No matter what life throws at you, you always have a choice. Someone insults you, you can choose to retaliate in anger, or you can choose to respond with dignity and understanding. You can let their words define you, or you can define yourself by how you respond. You fail in a business venture, you can choose despair and self-pity, or you can choose to learn, adapt, and move forward stronger than before. That choice, the choice of how to respond, makes you powerful. It gives you the strength to remain calm in chaos, to maintain clarity in confusion, and to lead when others are lost in the storm. It is the ultimate tool of resilience and mastery. The Stoic asks, how can I respond in this moment in a way that reflects my highest values? That's the question that guides the mind of a master. This is where true freedom lies, when you no longer react to life, when you no longer let external events dictate your emotional state. You become free. You create your own internal world. Your peace is no longer dependent on the outside world. Your decisions are no longer driven by momentary impulses. Instead, you act with clarity, control, and purpose. Mastering the emotional battlefield. The world will challenge your emotions every day. People will try to provoke you. Situations will arise that push you to your limits. But as a Stoic, you know that your emotions are not to be followed blindly. You don't need to succumb to anger, fear, or frustration. Instead, you can choose to acknowledge your emotions, but not let them control you. In this way, you master the emotional battlefield. You create space between the emotion and the reaction. You no longer let your emotions dictate your actions. You let wisdom, calm, and clarity guide your behavior instead. Strength through awareness. This process of choosing how to respond is not easy. It requires awareness of your thoughts, your emotions, and your impulses. It requires self-discipline and constant practice. But with time, you begin to train your mind to pause, reflect, and choose the most powerful response. The true Stoic doesn't seek to suppress their emotions, but to control them. They don't deny the existence of anger, sadness, or frustration. Instead, they recognize these emotions and then choose the best course of action. They make decisions based on wisdom, not impulse. This awareness doesn't come overnight. It's something you have to work on daily. But as you continue to practice controlling your reactions, it becomes easier. Eventually, you reach a point where you no longer react automatically to life's challenges. Instead, you respond with purpose. You remain calm in the face of chaos. You act with intention in the midst of confusion. You become unstoppable. The wisdom of the pause. The pause is the key. In that space, you find the wisdom to choose the best course of action. You stop being a prisoner of your emotions. You stop being a slave to your impulses. Instead, you become a master of your actions. You stop reacting and start acting. And with that, you shape your destiny. So, the next time life challenges you, the next time you're provoked, take a moment to pause. In that brief moment, you have the power to change everything. You have the power to choose your response, to rise above the noise, and to act with purpose. That space is where your true power lies. It's where you find your strength, your wisdom, and your peace. In that space, you don't just survive, you thrive. You don't just exist, you conquer. And that is the Stoic way. Number 7. Protect your energy like it's gold. Energy is your most precious resource. It's what fuels your thoughts, shapes your actions, and propels you toward your goals. Every decision you make, every thought you entertain, and every conversation you engage in draws from this infinite well. But here's the harsh truth. Not all of your energy is spent wisely. The hidden drainers. Gossip, envy, distractions, petty drama, all these things are energy vampires. They drain you without you even realizing it. A few minutes of idle chatter here, a little comparison there, an hour of mindless scrolling, and suddenly your focus is scattered, your peace disrupted, and your purpose obscured. The Stoic sees these energy drainers for what they truly are: poison. And like any poison, it must be kept at a distance. Every time you engage in negativity, every time you let yourself be pulled into someone else's turmoil, you are surrendering your energy. It's like giving away your most valuable possession for a fleeting moment of gratification. But once it's gone, it's gone. And you're left with nothing but the emptiness of wasted time and drained willpower. The price of distraction. Distractions, in particular, are the stealthy killers of your potential. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of external noise, the endless notifications, the constant barrage of irrelevant information, the never-ending pull to check one more thing. The more time you spend on these distractions, the further you drift from your true mission. The Stoic knows that real power lies in focus. Every moment of your attention is precious, and it should be spent on what truly matters: your growth, your purpose, and your peace of mind. When you allow yourself to be pulled into the chaos, you lose the opportunity to create something meaningful. You lose the energy to chase your dreams, to conquer your fears, and to live with intention. Investing in what matters. What should you invest your energy in then? The Stoic's answer is clear. Invest it in what nurtures peace, builds strength, and propels you toward your purpose. Invest in learning, growing, and improving. Invest in relationships that uplift you, in work that challenges you, and in habits that move you closer to the person you're meant to become. Energy spent on meaningful pursuits is never wasted. Every moment you spend honing your craft, cultivating your mind, or practicing discipline is an investment in your future. It is the cultivation of inner strength and resilience, and over time, these small investments compound into monumental growth. A fortress of focus. Just as a fortress is built with strong walls to protect it from outside forces, your energy needs to be guarded. The Stoic builds mental walls around their focus, letting in only what contributes to their well-being and purpose. Everything else is pushed aside, not out of arrogance, but out of wisdom. To guard your energy is to honor your life. Every distraction avoided, every piece of negativity shut out, is a step closer to mastering your mind and your destiny. The true power of boundaries. Creating boundaries isn't just about protecting your time, it's about protecting your inner peace. It's about choosing to say no to the things that rob you of your vitality, and yes to the things that nurture your soul. The Stoic understands that their energy is finite. They choose wisely where they spend it, because they know that peace, strength, and purpose are the greatest treasures in life. Set clear boundaries in your life. Say no to distractions, drama, and anything that pulls you away from your path. Protect your energy as if it were gold, because in truth, it is. Without it, you have nothing to give. With it, you have everything you need to build the life you've always dreamed of. Cultivate inner peace. Amplify your power. When you protect your energy, you're not just defending yourself from external forces, you're also cultivating an internal state of peace and power. Your focus sharpens, your intentions become clearer, and your actions gain momentum. You're no longer scattered, pulled in different directions by every external influence. Instead, you become a force of nature-centered, focused, and unstoppable. So, protect your energy like it's gold. Guard it fiercely, invest it wisely, and let it fuel you toward the life you're meant to live. Don't let anything steal it from you. Your peace, your strength, and your purpose are far too valuable to waste on anything else. Number 8. Embrace the boring. Mastery lives in repetition. Greatness hides behind the monotony. The world is obsessed with instant gratification, scrolling endlessly, swiping mindlessly, seeking constant distraction. But the Stoic knows something different. True power is forged in the quiet moments. While others chase the fleeting buzz of dopamine, the Stoics sit still. They immerse themselves in the mundane, the daily grind, the repetitive tasks that seem too simple or too boring to matter. And yet, it is in these moments that mastery is born. The beauty of discipline. Success is not a lightning strike. It is a slow, deliberate burn. Every action repeated, every hour spent honing your craft, is an investment in your future. Found in doing the hard work when it feels dull, when there is no applause, no immediate rewards. The Stoic knows that greatness does not come from chasing novelty, it comes from embracing the discipline of repetition. Whether it's perfecting a skill, refining a mindset, or building habits, it's the daily commitment that shapes you. The hours spent in silence, in effort, in training, are the invisible threads that weave the fabric of your success. The illusion of excitement. The world around you is addicted to the thrill of the new. People hop from one exciting thing to the next, seeking to fill their lives with the buzz of novelty. But excitement is fleeting. It burns bright for a moment, then fades. It's a temporary high that leaves you empty once the rush is gone. True power, on the other hand, is cultivated in the quiet moments of consistent work. The Stoic doesn't chase thrills. They stay rooted in the present, focused on the task at hand, regardless of how mundane it might seem. The real magic happens when you stop seeking excitement and start seeking progress. The art of mastery. Mastery is not flashy. It doesn't show up in a burst of inspiration. It's the long, consistent journey of showing up every day, doing the small things with precision and care. The Stoic understands that real growth happens when no one is watching, when there's no immediate reward, and when the task itself feels boring. The Stoic embraces the process. They understand that the road to greatness is paved with simple, repetitive actions. They don't resent the routine, they honor it. Because the routine, the repetition, the disciplinate, all leads to something greater. It leads to transformation. Choosing discipline over dopamine. Every time you choose discipline over fleeting pleasure, you strengthen your mind. Every moment you commit to doing the boring, repetitive work, you sharpen your focus and build resilience. The more you embrace the grind, the less you need external validation. The less you rely on excitement to fuel your efforts. The Stoics' power lies in their ability to find fulfillment in the work itself, rather than in the distractions of the world. They are not chasing the next thrill. They are building something solid, something unshakable. They are mastering their craft, their mind, and their life, one boring, disciplined step at a time. So, embrace the boring. Don't seek excitement, seek mastery. Let discipline guide your journey, and let repetition mold you into the person you are destined to become. The Stoic knows that it is in the quiet, seemingly insignificant moments that the greatest transformations occur, and that is where true power lives. Number 9. Win without them knowing you played. True mastery doesn't need recognition. It doesn't seek applause. It doesn't crave attention. The highest level of strategy is to move in silence, to outgrow, outwork, and outthink without ever needing to announce it to the world. While others exhaust themselves chasing fame, fighting for validation, or scrambling for approval, you quietly build your empire. You understand that your work speaks louder than any words, and your progress is evident even before others realize it. Success isn't in the noise, it's in the quiet, steady climb. The power of silence. In a world that's always shouting for attention, silence is the most powerful weapon you can wield. By choosing to remain discreet, by refusing to engage in every battle that calls for your energy, you position yourself as an invisible force, always moving, always evolving, but never revealing your true potential until the time is right. People will doubt you, overlook you, or even disregard your efforts. They will be too busy chasing the fleeting moments of external validation, consumed by their own ego. Meanwhile, you will be quietly working, honing your skills, refining your strategies, and building the foundation for something unstoppable. Outgrow the need for validation. The Stoic understands that external approval is an illusion, a distraction. Validation from others is temporary and often hollow. True strength lies in the ability to validate yourself through your actions, through your discipline, and through your consistency. When you no longer seek recognition, you no longer give others the power to dictate your self-worth. You shift from reacting to the world to creating within it. Your energy is not wasted on impressing others. Instead, it is focused on your growth, your purpose, and your evolution. Outwork the rest. Success isn't a game of luck, it's a game of work. The Stoic doesn't need to broadcast their efforts. They understand that true excellence is a result of relentless, often unseen dedication. The world may not see the effort. Every hour spent training, every moment spent refining their craft is an investment in their future. But the results will speak for themselves. You don't need to announce your moves. You don't need to argue your worth. Your work will become the evidence of your greatness. And when others finally realize what you've built, it will be too late for them to catch up. Outthink the competition. The Stoic understands that it's not about being the loudest, it's about being the wisest. Success is not only about doing more, it's about doing what others don't see. It's about thinking ahead, understanding patterns, and taking action from a place of foresight and strategy, not from reactionary impulse. While others rush forward without planning, without purpose, you take your time, you analyze, you reflect, and you make calculated moves. When others are busy competing in the open, you're silently positioning yourself in a way that will give you the upper hand. And when the time comes for your efforts to be recognized, it will be clear you didn't need their attention to succeed. You created your success without their knowledge, and in the end, you won. It's already too late. When others finally notice your success, it's never in real time. It's always after the fact. They'll see your progress, your victories, and your results. But by then, it's already too late for them to join the race. They're still caught up in the chaos of validation and recognition, while you've quietly built your path with intention, precision, and discipline. In this game, the key is to work without needing anyone to see it. Keep your moves hidden, your strategies quiet, and your intentions pure. Let others chase after recognition, but you'll be too far ahead, having already won without ever showing your hand. If these 9 Stoic keys spoke to your soul, if you felt something shift inside you, then don't just watch. Take action. Like this video. Comment below with your favorite Stoic principle. And share this with someone who needs it. Someone who's ready to take back control of their life. Subscribe to our Stoic Club, and together, we'll build a mind that no one can break. Not the world. Not even time. This is not just a channel. It's a movement. Welcome to the few who think deeper. The few who stand stronger. Welcome to the Stoic Path.